During a recent visit to a park, I realized the differences in human beings are mind-boggling. People look differently, people dress differently, people held different political opinions that I could hear them talking about. Some wore masks and some didn't. There were all sorts of various ages and stages of life in this one place. And as I looked at all these people and their differences, it occurred to me that there is one thing that is exactly the same for all of them. It's the same for you and it's the same for me. And that is time. There are 1,440 minutes in every day, and each of us only has that much time, no more. And how we choose to use those minutes determines the quality of our relationships, the careers that we pursue, the financial values that we chase, and even the hobbies that we enjoy. It even determines the habits that we form and the commitments that we keep. In today's world, we are always encouraged to say yes to everything. To say yes to work, to say yes to money, to say yes to more possessions, to say yes to networking, to say yes to activities, to say yes to more busy and more and more and more. Saying no feels almost limiting or irresponsible or rude or, for some people, even lazy. And before we know it, at the end of the day, time has been siphoned off by a series of commitments that we don't really even remember making. Every yes that I say turns into an unspoken no to something else. And that prevents us from being the people that God has created us to be. Too busy to do what God asks us to. Well, what if we could figure out how to use those 1,440 minutes differently? What if that time led to a stronger family relationships, to a more rewarding career, to renewed friendships, perhaps to more active faith, or a lasting positive legacy? Busyness is often praised by others, but when it is rewarded, it is self-perpetuating. It reminds me of a movie that I recently watched where there were a man and a child being chased by a bunch of bad guys, of course, and their truck started to overheat. And the further they went to try to get away and the faster, more harried their pace was, the more the truck overheated until it finally broke down and stopped. If they had driven the truck slowly, they might have made it a little bit further before it became overloaded, the engine overloaded. And when we push too hard in our lives, something will break. It probably won't be work. It most likely will be your family. Perhaps your marriage, or maybe even your health. You'll be tempted to think that all of those stresses that arise are from ungrateful children or uncooperative spouses or even uncommitted workers, co-workers. But really, it falls on us. So I invite you to join me on a journey to learn how to better reprioritize our decisions, to banish busyness and to focus on what matters most, being children of God. And as we journey together here along the Keuka Outlet Trail, there'll be less distractions, there'll be fewer decisions. And so I hope it's something that we can learn together. Over the next several weeks, let's learn how to say no to the busyness and say yes to God together. I'm glad you're here for this journey. This has been your daily dose of encouragement from Wesley's Place.